Hi, welcome to another episode of Beyond Chronic Disease. My name's Wendy Gathercole. I am your host. Hello today. Did you get a chance to listen to Freedom Beyond Dieting last week? Have you released the need to diet? Have you released the stress that the need from dieting brings on your body, upon your body? If so, then you must feel relieved. And I would say that you're probably on your way to shedding those kilos that you are so wanting to shed, as long as you're not continually thinking about losing weight. Okay. So this week we are going beyond Crohn's yet again. I have spoken about Crohn's a little bit because I had Crohn's, I don't anymore. So, when we talk about not having a disease anymore, doctors tell us that we are living with that disease. So I know people that don't have type 2 diabetes anymore, and they've been told that they're living with it. So my take on that is that we are possibly prone to suffering from that element again if we go back to what we were once doing. I know with me, and I've spoken about this before, if I eat a lot of rubbish food, which is just about everything, I can get to a point where I start to get in a little bit of upset. Again, the symptoms that I experienced years ago start to sort of come back, not as drastic. So it's just that little wake-up call that your body gives you to say, hey, what the heck are you doing? Stop it and start looking after your body again. So that's my take on living with the disease. And I once got told that I cannot heal from Crohn's disease. So I have said, well, I live a very good life with it then. So if you have got Crohn's disease, are you living a very good life with it? Or are you suffering in pain on copious amounts of medication and are not functioning daily as a normal, whatever normal is, person would? Is it upsetting your work? Is it upsetting your family life? Is it just upsetting your social life? Is it making you depressed, down in the dumps, you on more medication? Because that was me when I was in chronic pain and suffering and had no idea what to do. And so I went from Crohn's to, depression, as the doctor told me quite quickly. So not only was I on medication for that, for Crohn's, it was depression as well. And then I had anxiety, panic attacks, and consequently, years later, anemia. So if diet doesn't assist, then I don't know how I got better, because that was my number one thing that I redid. My diet, my intake of food was the very first step that I took to eliminate the chronic pain of Crohn's symptoms from my body. Now, I've spoken about Crohn's before and symptoms, and we all have different symptoms, and really there's nothing textbook. And I've also spoken about how the doctors do not know why we get Crohn's disease. So if the doctors don't know why, then, and they're prescribing medications that they've been taught to prescribe, then really what hope have we got other than looking at what's going on in our body, on our body, and how we're thinking and our lifestyle and all the other factors that come into play in our human body. So recently, the reason for this podcast was recently I read that there is, and this was on the Crohn's and Colitis Society, actually. I'm a little bit disappointed because they don't really, there's no real help out there. It's just assisting us to keep living with a disease, I guess, because they don't believe that you can heal. There's no scientific evidence, quote unquote, there's no scientific evidence that food can assist with Crohn's. So, okay, there's no scientific proof, but I'm living proof that it can. So I don't know why we need science when we have human beings that live, that have been diagnosed with something and now they're not, and they're living a different life. So my biggest thing is, if there's no scientific proof that diet can assist with the healing of Crohn's, there's no scientific proof that it can't either. So where are you at with scientific proof? So if you come across something and you've been diagnosed with the disease, and then you Google everything and you're looking at everything out there and there's no scientific proof that anything can help you, is that where you sit with it? Well, I don't, because I want to get better and feel better. And I'm not saying that you don't, but how much do you want to feel better? I have to keep looking and looking and looking. And also the factors that brought me to where I am today was from the medications that were giving me way more symptoms than what I was initially had. And I wasn't happy to keep going along that line, having a young family and knowing what Crohn's had done, had afflicted upon some people that I knew, and I didn't want to go along that line if I could possibly not. And I didn't, thankfully. I chose other ways. And this is why I wrote the book, Whole Foods the Facts, which is behind me, because it outlines where I started to where I got to, and now I'm beyond the book now. So this podcast was all about the scientific proof of how there's no scientific proof that diet can assist. So like I said, there's no scientific proof that it can't, and I am actually living proof. So if you're out there suffering from Crohn's and you actually want to get better, you want a way out, you really are desperately seeking something outside the doctor's office, then hit me up, because I have got a wealth of information for you to start your new journey with. So that's all I'm here for today. So again, there's no scientific proof that diet can assist, but I haven't found any scientific proof that it can't. So change what you're putting in your mouth and on your body, and that's the starting point. Until next week, I'll see you then. So hopefully, if you're out there and you've got Crohn's, hopefully you'll take a little bit of this on board, because there is life after Crohn's. So good luck, goodbye, till next week.